Salutations. I was here with, excuse me, with James Gilliland, who I'm proud to call my friend. We've done many conversations out here. He's invited me to the ranch. I thank you for that. I just wanted to say, being here, behind us is Mount Adams there. Look, I've been an experiencer most of my life, one of that has physical experiences. I didn't know what exactly to expect when I come out here. I've been following James's work since '92 when I was in high school, but I didn't expect what I've experienced out here, okay? I've seen a holographic mountain. I've seen multiple light ships. I have Sasquatches leaving rocks in front of my door and breaking branches around where I'm staying, okay? This is real. It's not just some fantasy land, all right? But the problem is that sometimes our perception is so molded that we don't have time for things like this. But anyone that gets a chance to come out here or has been invited, I advise it really, because I'm seeing on this mountain back here at night, there are lights that are portals that's very obvious. You can see ships coming in and out of it. This is real, all right? So I just want to let everyone know that. Thanks, James, and maybe you can go into a little, some of the things are beyond what's happening to me.
Yeah. Well, it's like a vortex here. It definitely is a vortex, but there's a stargate above us, and when you look at the mountain, there's an inner earth thing going on there where there's doors that open, huge light doors, and ships coming in and out of it. So, and then you've got, because the vortex energy here, the veils between worlds are so thin, and that's why people are seeing light spheres shooting over everywhere. They're seeing fairies, elves, all these other things that are happening here. You know, people think you're nuts. I was talking about earlier about this woman from New York. She goes, I don't believe any of this, you know. And she goes, you know, you're seeing Bigfoot, you're seeing ships, you're seeing, you know, nature spirits and everything else. She goes, I don't believe, there's no way that anybody could see anything, all that stuff. And I just said, where do you live? She goes, in New York. And I go, well, I said, I think you need to get out a little more, you know, to get out in nature. And
Yeah.
But you're not going to see this stuff in concrete jungles, and if you're unconscious, you're not going to see it either, because it's all about consciousness. So one of the things I see all the time, people go, well, I'll believe it when I see it. And I always tell people, your eyes are picking up billions of bits of information, even other dimensions, but your brain chooses what you see. And so when you say, I'll believe it when I see it, is totally inappropriate. That's not neuroscience.
Yeah.
In neuroscience, we know that our beliefs create the world in which we live, and out of our beliefs is what we see. Sometimes we're shocked and other things happen outside of our reality, but there's been all kinds of experiments that have proved that you know, what we see is according to our belief system, and so we have to change our beliefs to really experience these things. But it's just a big plethora of all kinds of things happening here, and whatever people are attuned to or want to experience, or whatever their intention is focused on, seems to manifest here very quickly.
Yes, yes. I mean, the contact is extreme, and I'd say taken to the next level, it's telepathic, it's visual, it's all these things. And I'm fairly aware, but I mean, I can't believe the amount of synchronicity that's happening here also.
Yeah.
This is a real power spot. I found one in the state I live, there's a power spot, but it's not like this one. And this one's much different. The things, the energies out here are just incredible. So I thank you for having me here.
Oh, welcome. Yeah, and we've had masters appear in the field here. We've had Kuan Yin appear right over here in the field. We've had Babaji appear here. Mary, beautiful photographs of Mary. So a little bit, everything's going on here. It's like if you're tuned into the masters, that starts manifesting here. If you're tuned into the ultra dimensionals, the ships, they come and say hi. If you're tuned into the nature spirits, you know, if that's your focus, then you get to have those experiences. And there are little areas on the ranch here that are more predominant than others, like for around the ponds, and then there's a little fairy mound back over here where there's a lot of fairy activity. But if you want to see that, you take your camera out there at night and take some photographs, and you'll get them.
You know, I gotta tell you, I've been kind of blown away for the last couple of days, and I'm kind of wondering what's gonna go down today.
Every day's a new day here. Something else bizarre happens, you know. And now I'm at the point now I go, oh, that's interesting. You know, I see so much and done so much here now. You know, when something new pops up, I go, okay, that's interesting.
James, you want to maybe say anything about the Pleiadians and the ancestral original people knowledge you got while you're in Australia?
Oh yeah, that was amazing. We hung out with Ulukai Brendan Murray and Wally and his friend sidekick Pancake. And Wally was an elder. And it's funny, we were sharing stories with my research according to their ancient legends. And what's funny is they just totally correspond with each other. And the only difference I found was what I think the ancient Lyrians, which we referred to as the Anunnaki, were here first, and they're very tall, very big beings. Yeah. And then the second colonies were Atlantis and Lemuria, that were Pleiadian colonies. And the Pleiadians are actually ancestors of the ancient Lyrians too. So that was the only difference, is that their stories all go back to the Pleiades, but it goes back even further, but their history goes back even further. The only thing is the original beings, the Anunnaki, I'm not sure what they refer to them. They just kind of refer to the Pleiadians. Yeah. And so, but when I told them my research and told them about it, they said, you know, that feels right. They kind of went in and checked it out. But, you know, thanks to Peter Slattery here in Salrita, you know, we had an amazing trip, and Ulukai Brendan Murray, it was just one phenomenon after another. Ships everywhere we went were appearing, and you know, we had full support of the heavens, you know, but we also had other beings messing with us. We had black helicopters and drones and everything else going on too that didn't want this information out, you know. So it's a pretty interesting trip.
Yeah, it's kind of like the chemtrails out here that are really bad. I mean, there's no doubt. I'm from the air capital, and I've seen much worse out here even than what I see there. Yeah. So yeah. Well, James, thank you so much. Thank you for having me here and agreeing to do this too.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. All right, you take care.
Thanks.